Hi guys, Josh here. I wanted to do a video on speccing a Warden. Now that I have a little bit of experience with my Warden, she is level 44. It's no big secret who she is now after an incident that occurred earlier today. So I wasn't going to do this video, but since everybody kind of knows who she is, it doesn't really matter. And this is my personal experiences, okay? Wardens get some unique melee styles that are not in the specialization lines in other classes, particularly starting out with Stonebreaker. Notice it's got a follow-up, or Stone Shaper, it's got a follow-up Stonebreaker, Stone Temper, okay? Increases blade skill by 25% for 25 seconds, all right? Now this is my current spec, okay, 35 for Nurture, which gets me a 7.8 body damage add, 10% celerity boost, 18% to my magical resists on body, spirit, and energy, 30% less endurance, self buff for haste 30%, and my 15% offensive proc, 75 hit points. Continuous pulsing group buff, single melee hit. Okay, and then you see it's the weaker ones. And the regrowth line, we have the slightly weaker self buff that only gains 60 hit points with a proc rate of 15. These do not stack, so I only run one of them. In fact, if I use this one and I have both of them in my quick bar, they both disappear for the cooldown timer. Okay. And see, I've got a really heavy heal. It does use a lot of power, but it's got a quick casting time. It's got the Cure Poison 2, a major resuscitation, a lot less power cost, slightly slower casting speed, about half the heals. My group celerity buff, 28%. Self heal over time. Another heal. Cure Sight. And then, of course, the lesser abilities coming down the line. Alright, there's also a group heal that's not showing up in this list that I use that's got like a 200 healing value. And then down here in Blades, we have Revenging Blades, so I can snare players. Stone Shaper, which I mentioned at the start of the video. Horizon Blade. Kinetic Blade. You know, all the familiar ones. Okay. Fire Blade. Now, the ability I typically use in combat is Enervating Blade, which gives no hit bonus, no damage bonus, but a medium defense bonus. And the reason for that, you can see my shield and my parry are very low. Alright, so I use the defense bonus on the melee style, sacrifice my damage and my hit bonus to gain a defense bonus on the counterattacks. Alright, now as far as going to 40 blades, because there's a popular opinion that you should go 40 blades for the absorption debuff. And here's my recommendation. Okay, there is Hallowed Sword. Was recommended as a dual-wielding weapon, but it comes with an absorption debuff. There's also, I believe under the Auralite line, the Crescent Blade, which also has a melee, it has a melee shear and an absorption debuff on it. Okay, so let's go ahead and take this to 40, because as we can see, I'm maximum level 44, 5 remaining points, so this is going to put me over. Okay, so I need 225 total points just to raise that 6 levels to get the absorption debuff. Now here's the problem with that. We have a very high endurance use, very high damage, that's good. High hit bonus, good. Medium penalty to defense. Now given the limited spec points of this class, your defense is already going to be your weak area. So if you're throwing a penalty on yourself until your next attack, you're going to hurt yourself. Notice it also removes a negative effect from the target by removing any absorption debuff that's already on the target. It also removes your weapon skill buff that you get from Stone Shaper. So then you have to keep chaining them to keep the damage up. All right, this is why I do not recommend 40 blades, because now let's go ahead and see what I got to give up to get them 220 points. Okay, so I can take regrowth from 32 down to 24. I could go ahead and take my nurture down to 28. Now, doing either of those is probably not a good idea, because now my damage add, my regens are all lower. Okay. I could do a combination of the two. Okay, let's take a look at our ability summary there. All right, so I still get the heal over time. I don't get the damage add or the celerity. Okay, and it does make a difference. And it looks like I lose some of my heals. My yellow heals that were really nice. Okay, I mean, so let's go ahead and put these back up. Now, do I even have enough points to do this if I take my shield and parry down? I do not. So even if I leave parry and shield at 1, minimizing my defensive capabilities, I'm going to severely limit my healing and buff capabilities to get them extra points at level 44. Now, could this change at 50? Probably. Am I going to do it? No. I'll let you guys make your own decisions. I just wanted to give you an idea on specializing your characters, because one of the reasons you have the limited spec points is so you can't become too powerful. You've got to find a delicate balance. As always, guys, thanks for watching and take care.